I'm Stefan Holt, and this is News 4 Now for Wednesday, October 24th. First, we'll take a check of the weather. It's going to be cool and breezy tonight, and tomorrow we're looking at some sunshine, highs getting into the low 50s. Now we need to get to the news and 5 suspicious packages that were sent to prominent political figures in our area and around the country. The FBI says a potentially destructive device was found at the offices of CNN here in Manhattan. Another was sent to Bill and Hillary Clinton's home in Westchester. The Secret Service intercepted that one, and a third addressed to the Obamas. Those were discovered just days after staffers at the New York home of billionaire George Soros found yet another explosive device. The 5th device, meant for former Attorney General Eric Holder, was shipped to a return address to the offices of former DNC chair Debbie Wasserman Shultz. The FBI says her name was on every one of those packages. Here's a look at the device delivered to CNN's mailroom. Law enforcement sources tell News 4 that the metal pipe with black tape and wires hanging out was in a manila envelope addressed to James Brennan, the former CIA director and past CNN guest. The package forced the evacuation of the Time Warner Center for hours. Among the people standing out in Columbus Circle waiting for the all clear was Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona.
Extremely troubling, obviously. There's been a lot of this going around, so it's not a good sign.
Authorities also swarmed the Westchester town of Chappaqua after Secret Service agents intercepted that package addressed to Hillary Clinton. It was discovered at an off-site location. Former President Bill Clinton was home at the time, and he tweeted his thanks to law enforcement for their response. Hillary Clinton was at a campaign rally in Florida and responded in real time.
We are fine, thanks to the men and women of the Secret Service.
Just a few hours after news of the packages first broke, President Trump called the efforts despicable. Each of the recipients of those packages have been frequent subjects of his political remarks, but today at the White House, he called for the country to come together and said the safety of the American people is his highest priority.
In these times, we have to unify. We have to come together and send one very clear, strong, unmistakable message that acts or threats of political violence of any kind have no place in the United States of America.
And finally, another package sent to Governor Cuomo's offices on the Upper East Side turned out to be just a letter.
A device has been sent to my office in Manhattan, which we were just informed about.
The governor made that announcement early in the afternoon, and his office was quickly given the all clear. Sources tell us that the piece of mail wasn't connected to the others. It was actually a note that referenced a street brawl involving members of the far-right group, the Proud Boys. That's all for News 4 Now. Stick around after this video ends for a full report from the I-Team's Jonathan Deans on the investigation into those devices. I'm Stefan Holt. Thanks for checking in.
Natalie, the suspected mail bombs being analyzed at the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia at this hour to see how they were made, whether all of them were operational, and whether there are any clues, fingerprints, DNA, markings on the components that can help the FBI and ATF track a suspect. These are photos of the devices and the kind of envelopes the explosives were mailed in. None have gone off, but the FBI, ATF, and NYPD say they believe they were set to explode and cause casualties.
Responding officers identified a device that appeared to be a live explosive device.
Some top Democrats among the targets, the Secret Service stopping one package addressed to the Clintons at a screening center before it reached their Chappaqua home. Same with an envelope addressed to the Obamas in Washington, D.C. A third package addressed to former Attorney General Eric Holder in D.C. That envelope had the wrong address, so it was returned to sender. The suspect using the Florida offices of Democrat Debbie Wasserman Shultz for the return address, and the package found there. And then this afternoon, CNN had its own scare with a package sent there meant for its former CIA director James Brennan, who actually works here at NBC.
We will not rest until we find this, stop these hazardous devices from being mailed, and bring the individual or individuals to justice.
No word of any note or threat contained inside, although some of the devices had a spoof image of an ISIS flag on it. In D.C., a package sent at the Capitol to California Democrat Maxine Waters also being looked at, but officials not yet sure if there is a connection. Numerous scares and precautionary checks today, with a concern so long as the suspect is out there, will any more packages soon surface.